Hey everybody, welcome back. Steve's Garage. I'm Steve. You know my buddy Old Earl, he's a certified auto mechanic now, and he's got a sign that says leaky wheel cylinders, no good. We showed the videos where I put the all the brake lines in and put the brake pump and all that. I'm going to run a vacuum line from the intake on the carburetor here because they're power brakes. And when we put everything together, we pumped it all up. Everything worked great, except I had one leaky wheel cylinder. Now these wheel cylinders are from 1970-ish, somewhere in there. So I knew they were old, but I just said, well, let's put it together without replacing them first. Just try it out, see what happens. And lo and behold, one leaked, so I'm replacing them all. In the back of my mind, I said they're going to leak because it's so old. But you can rebuild them. But I decided to go brand new. You don't want to take any chances with your brakes, even though we're going to have a good emergency brake. But do it right, do it once, right? So I'll show you. We had a lot of problems taking the first one off, and hopefully that was the one, and they all go smooth from here. I'm going to show you what I did there, and what I had to go through to get it off, and then we'll do one together, and we'll see what happens. All right, so here we go. Thank you for coming back. Another beautiful day here in Western Mass, and it's like 90 degrees or so, and just gorgeous. So anyway, on this side here, this is the first one I replaced. You can see the brand new one right here. Here's the old one on the ground. See where it leaked, and I had a lot of problems getting it off because these bolts. Old Henry puts these bolts up here. You know, there's not a lot of nut heads showing, bolt heads showing, so you know they kind of like wanted to strip off. So what I did was I welded a bolt to that bolt, and it did two things. It gave it a lot of heat, which expanded it and broke that old rust bond, you know, and then it came right out. So I had to do two of them. So here they are. So that's those two at the top, and I'll just buy new bolts to go in there. Put some anti-seize in there, so the next guy 100 years from now can have a much easier time with it. So that's number one. Let's do number two together here, and we'll show you. Got all kinds of tools of destruction down here. I caught my roll of paper towels on fire with the welder. We had a little bit of a run around there, but just another day having fun. So let me get the camera set up and we'll show you what's going on. All right, so here we are. We'll take, gotta take the nut off here, or the spindle, and we will pull this wheel hub off. These aren't like the modern wheels where you just bang the hub off and the bolts stay on another spindle. This is all one piece. So let's see if we can get this sucker off. I had to take these apart no matter what because I wanted to, everything's got to be greased in here. The old bearing. We'll replace these cotter pins with new ones and go from there. So I got all my tomatoes planted and my eggplant. We put all kinds of flowers in. And one flower is like a daisy type flower. And we got bunnies, man. We got rabbits like you wouldn't believe over here. And this morning I'm making coffee, I'm looking out, and there's 4 in the front yard, there's 3 in the backyard. And little babies too, right? They're that big, tiny. So I always have to bring the dog out, you know, let her do her thing. So it's a little bunny rodeo for a bit there, but the dog doesn't. The dog only chases them a couple of feet, and then she stops, and the rabbit stops too. I mean, it's funny. I don't know, like they got an understanding. Like I ain't hurting you, and you won't hurt me. And so the rabbit runs 10 feet, the dog runs 10 feet. They both look in opposite directions, and then they do it again. Pretty funny. So now we need to use a wheel puller to get these things off. They don't just come off by hand. You just need a little bit of, you don't need a whole lot of force on it. Like that. Do it the old-fashioned way. Popped right off. I'm going to put a clamp on that because we need some assistance. So, this must have grabbed the brake shoes. It must have been frozen in there or something, or not frozen in because we can turn the wheel. But I think these adjusters were pushed out a lot. So we'll have to turn those in. So anyway, let's move on to the wheel cylinder itself. So if you look at what I was just talking about, this piece here popped off and the brake shoe is pulled out, as you can see. So I've got to take, everything's got to come off anyway, and then I can put that back together the way it's supposed to be. I need some clips for that, which this, if you can see, has a little clips on there. We'll have to get a hold of some of those. Oh, they're actually just cotter pins. So I'm going to be cleaning both sides up, you know, cleaning everything up and new cotter pins and all that type of thing. So that looks like a no-brainer, pretty easy. So let's move to getting the wheel cylinder off. The task at hand, as they say. Well, propane guys here. Whoop. Jesus Christ. Got everything that's here. Trying to open this thing up a little bit. All right, so, okay now. Oh, my ½ inches. So, bunnies galore. I guess that the saying comes from they breed like rabbits, right? Let's see if we can get this sucker off. Come on. All right. One down. Oh, yes. These are the hard ones because they're right up where that round piece comes out. It's a little raised lip. I can show you on this one. See here, you have this raised lip. Well, the bolt right next to that lip which sticks out, so you don't have a lot of room to grab that head, and it just makes it difficult, which is very common when you're working on all these cars. There's all types of different issues with taking them apart. The engineers, you know, all like, okay, yeah, it'll work. Nice. Hopefully the hardest one is the first one and the rest will go easy. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right, so next we'll take the what am I trying to say? Take the line off, the brake line itself. And we'll give it a tap from the back side. There it is. So now, from this side, we've got to snake everything apart. The other side, I took everything off. I don't know if I can just waggle it out. That'll be too easy, right? That would be too much to ask. So that method ain't gonna work. So let's get you over here. See more of what's going on here. I like that fancy camera work, boys and girls. First day with a new tripod. You son of a... What do you want for $12.99? Alright, so now we gotta get these clips out. These are just a press fit soft steel little washer, another pressure washer there. We'll stack those up the way they were, put them up top. This is the emergency brake actuator. Of course, everything's frozen together. Take this other side off. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I'm sure old Henry has a tool for this, but hey, we don't got it. So we go to the old ingenuity. Like a bad video game. We got that one off. This is the emergency brake hooey. Yeah. Easy enough. Now we're going to get this spring off. Oh, look at that, huh? Your spring pliers. Got to have 4 or 5 sets of those because you're going to lose the first 3. There it is. This thing fits back on. Yep. Hallelujah. All right, so we're moving along. So here's our new wheel cylinder. Has in the ends here, if you can see, that's where your brake shoe goes into, and these expand when you hit it with juice, and it pushes the brake shoes out. As easy as that. Get the bolts started. There's that. There's that. I'll put that spring back on. I'm holding on to that spring because it's looped in over here, and if it pops off, it's a pain in the you-know-whaty to get it back on. That's my story. Spring pliers, gotta tap in, right on. That's perfect. Perfect. Happy, nice. Put some new buoys down there, some cotter pins. Now when I go to the hardware store, I always buy an assortment of cotter pins. I'm going to open this up a little bit. So we'll make sure we got plenty of pins around. One in there. These old cars, everything's cotter pinned together. Here you have that. Pretty as a picture, right there. So, get your hand out of the way, boy. So that's the cotter pins in down below. Brake shoes are on, springs. These shoes are like brand new. You can still see the writing on the sides. Like I said, this was put together and never run, but I think these shoes are gonna be fine. I'm gonna run it with them. If there's any issues, we'll replace them. I've got to grease the inside of this hub. Grease that bearing up good, which we will do. Fire it back on. We got a keyway on here. See that keyway? How much does a key weigh? Well, it weighs about that much. So that's it for today. Just wanted to show you how we're putting this thing back together and fixing the brakes. I got the 2 front ones to do. So on behalf of me and old Earl, how come it ain't running? It ain't got no gas, ain't it, boy? All right, everybody, you guys have a great weekend, and say hi to everybody for me, and I'll see you soon.